There are diseases that have followed our species path to in evolution since the dawn, since we emerged. Some are deadly. Well, most of them are deadly. In fact, some are annoying. Some are. They all affect us. All those diseases affect us. One of them that has affected us a lot in history, and it was in fact characterized by a great taboo and fear, was leprosy. Now, recently, scientists have in the Max Planck Institute of Germany have actually sequenced the oldest genome of leprosy, and I'm going to discuss it now. The question posed by the article and by my Hangout announcement was it, what is the European origin for, is there a European origin for leprosy? We shall discuss. I'm going to share the article, and it's from Archaeology, and it was published the 10th last week. So it asks the question: a European origin for leprosy. New research by an international team, including scientists from the Max Planck Institute for the Sciences, for Science of Human History, at the University of Tübingen, EFPL Lausanne, and the University of Zurich, has revealed that there is much more diversity in the leprosy strains circulating You guys are hearing me, by the way, I hope. Because, just a quick check. Yep. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Because I don't want to go back to repeating this this last time. I think I've got it stable. So get back to things. So they have revealed that there are much more diversity in the leprosy strains circulating in medieval Europe than previously thought. This finding, based on the sequence of 10 new ancient genomes from the leprosy-causing bacterium, Mycobacterium leprae, complicates prior assumptions about the origin and spread of the disease, and also includes the oldest M. leprae genome sequence to date, which comes from around 400 AD in the United Kingdom. So basically, this is the guy that this picture is the skeletal remains evidence of a leprosy from Odense St. Jorgen Cemetery in Denmark, which was established in 1270 and existed until 1560. So this is a victim of leprosy. Before I go on, what is leprosy? We will go to the Wikipedia, which is good enough. And basically, it has here, leprosy, as it said, is caused by the Mycobacterium leprae, also or lepromatosis. And you have here, it's also called Hansen's disease because it was identified by Danish scientist named Hansen, Hansen. Let's see if you can find him here. I didn't read this. Just wanted to go back to the symptoms and signs. Leprosy is often the development of a pale or pinkish patches of skin that may be insensitive, so you don't feel it, to temperature or pain. This is sometimes accompanied by or preceded by nerve problems, including numbness, tenderness of the hand and feet. A secondary infection, in turn, can result in tissue loss, causing fingers and toes to become shortened and deformed as cartilage is absorbed into the body. It does not cause your body bits to just drop off. That's Monty Python-esque and also comedic reference from the past, but it has been tainted with people who had leprosy were cast out of the society. If you can go see some of the pictures here that Wikipedia shows how how some of the symptoms are, and the remaining. It is a disease, a very, very damning disease, because it takes away your sensitivity to pain, and also you get infection, other infections. There are also other things associated with it, and we know it was prevalent way before the medieval period. In classical times, classical Greek and Roman times, and even before that. There were leper colonies mentioned in historical texts of Rome and Greece and Egypt, etc., etc. It is not. It is was widespread in the Mediterranean area, at least historically written records in ancient Greece and ancient Rome. So this article, which we shall continue to read, has obtained data from medieval period. So leprosy is one of the oldest recorded and most stigmatized diseases in human history. Yes, it is. Like I just said, they were the people who were outcast into colonies, leper colonies, left there to die, basically. The disease was prevalent in Europe until the 16th century, and it is still endemic to many countries, with over 200,000 new cases reported annually. So we haven't been able to eradicate it like we have with some viruses like smallpox and others, which are becoming very, very almost extinct. Polio, for example, but with the help and guidance of anti-vaxxers, I hope we bring them back. Smallpox for the win. Being sarcastic if you haven't noticed, but yeah, the bacterium Mycobacterium leprae is the main cause of leprosy. Previous research on the bacterium suggests that it clusters into several strains, only 2 of which are present in medieval Europe. Bear in mind what the title said. Like I said, bear in mind. The present studies published in the journal PLOS Pathogens. It is in the description if you guys want to read it. It's very, very well written, as always. PLOS proceedings of PLOS. I forget. You guys know what I mean. Is an authority. Most things come from no. We'll continue. I'm blabbering. Sorry about that, guys. Aimed to further investigate the history and origin of M. leprae by looking for genetic evidence from a large number of ancient samples from throughout Europe. So we know that there are 10 new ancient genomes of the Lepobacterium dating from approximately 400 to 1400 AD. That's recent. That is very, very recent. The current study examines approximately 90 individuals with skeletal deformations that are characteristic of leprosy from across Europe, and from a time period ranging from about 400 AD to 1400 AD. From these samples, 10 new medieval leprosy genomes have been reconstructed. So it's just not one strain. It's basically variations of the original M. leprae bacterium that has quote unquote that has evolved, has mutated into these strains. The article, the actual study, lists them, and the differences are. As I'm not a geneticist, I don't claim to be a geneticist. I understand enough of genetics to be able to interpret what the findings are there. But the differences, something I don't understand. Now I don't understand the differences. So I don't have to understand the differences. There are differences. The geneticists have said that there are differences, and and they've shown them in the study of that is linked in the description. So these genomes represent all known strains, including strains that are today associated with different locations around the globe, including Asia, Africa, and the Americas. Additionally, in this study, multiple strains have often been found in the same cemetery, illustrating the diversity of leprosy strains circulated throughout the continent of the time. The main premises of this article, not the study, but this article shows that it asks, did it originate in Europe? What I read of the actual study, it shows that in the same cemetery that people who died of leprosy in the past, in medieval times, they had up to the 10 different strains. Now, these strains today, they are found geographically dispersed and concentrated in certain areas, and even concentrated in certain non-human carriers. So does it mean that Europeans spreading out across the world took these strains to those areas which then became isolated? Or does it mean that that the Europeans brought back in the medieval period, because even Rome, there was movement, there was trade, there's always been trade across the Eurasian continent and African continent, since we emerged around 300,000 years ago, and movement. So did we bring it into Europe, or did we take it out of Europe? We will answer that in a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. No, we didn't. We don't know. Additionally, the study, multiple strains were often found in the same time. We found much of the genetic diversity in ancient Europe. They found more than of leprosy strains in Europe than they expected. Johannes Kraus, I've talked about him before. Won't repeat. Who's the author of the study and director of the Max Planck Institute of Science of Human History. Additionally, we have found that all known strains of leprosy are present in medieval Europe, suggesting that they could have developed there. Suggesting that leprosy may already been widespread throughout Asia and Europe in antiquity, or that it might have originated in Western Eurasia. It's not Europe, Western Eurasia. Western Eurasia extends up until the Urals, the Carpathians, the Urals, Persia, up until those areas. You know where Persia is? It's Iran, just so you don't know. That's Western Asia. Eurasia, Western Eurasia, it includes the Middle East and so on. So, one M. Leprosy genome reconstructed by the team was from Great Chesterford in England and dates between 415 to 545 AD. This is the oldest M. leprosy genome sequence to date and comes from one of the oldest known cases of leprosy in the United Kingdom. Interesting, the strain is the same found in modern-day red squirrels and in the UK. The red squirrels in the United Kingdom carry that strain of leprosy in them. So don't approach them; they can rip your spleen. And it supports the hypothesis that squirrels and the squirrel fur trade were a factor in the spread of leprosy among humans in Europe during the medieval period, or not. It's a valid hypothesis. I'm not criticizing the hypothesis. I'm just saying now, adding it or not. So the dynamics of the transmission of M. leprosy, my bacterium leprosy, throughout human history is not fully resolved. Yes, we don't know how it spread from all of the known strains that we know of leprosy today. How are they now isolated geographically quote unquote, they're not isolated, but they are geographically situated today. And that includes the Americas. Because the Americas, if you will read the actual study, it shows that the banded armadillo carries a strain of leprosy that is present in medieval Europe. So that's it. So we don't know how it spreads, how the dynamics of spreading, and its characterizations and the geographical associations of the most ancient strains are crucial to deciphering leprosy's exact origin. We need more samples, that's what they're trying to say, from many areas of the world. Very older ones. At the moment, we have medieval genomes or evidence from the medieval period, the data from the medieval period, from 400 AD. We need to find older examples so we can extract the DNA of them and sequence it, of the bacterium, so we know where it came from, more or less. We don't know where it came from. That's what I said before. And the abundance of ancient genomes in the current study has resulted in the new and older estimates of the age of the lepra than previous studies. So we've narrowed it down to 400 AD, but we know that leprosy was older than that, as I said, in ancient Rome and Greece and other areas of the world, Western Asia, for example, Western Eurasia, to be more precise. So having more ancient genomes in the dating analysis will result in more accurate estimates. Yes, it will. Just what I just said. So the next step is to search for even older osteological cases of leprosy. So we have to find ancient burial sites which have the characteristic bone evidence of leprosy, and then we can extract it from the bone DNA. Then is currently available. So using well-established methods for identifying potential cases. So in concluding, we don't know where leprosy originated in. There was, in the medieval period, a concentration in Europe, or more Western Eurasia, of all the known strips, variations of leprosy, the bacterium. And today they are more widespread. In Europe has gotten rid of them, and in certain cases of the world they still have them, but the strains have seemed to have localized. We don't know why that is also that occurred. So that concludes this article and this today's What's Up in Archaeology. I hope you guys liked it. Just want to say hello to everyone. How are you? Ian, John, I already said John and Davey. I talked to you before, and Giovanna. Carlos, David, how are you, my friend? Giovanna, I'm answering the leprosy mentioned in the Tanakh and then in the New Testament is not. We don't know. With some of the characteristics was the decaying bits seem to show that it was possibly, like, we don't know, as I said in this article. Could be, could not be. It's unknown, so it's an open question, but it's fair enough. If it is not the same one, valid as well. That's anything else? The other question? Well, that's about it. I hope. Anyway, just a little announcement before I go. I'm setting up a new channel for live streams, not this type of live streams, not my What's Up in Archaeology. Anything archaeological I want to keep here. I want to keep in this channel, but I will probably do like any tests, any off topics, whatever, anything that's not archaeological. I want to move it to my new channel. Setting up. I want to get OBS working. I've got OBS working, but I'm not happy with certain aspects of it, especially displaying the chat. I've been now going to experiment with Streamlabs OBS, where I can do, but I think I can do a little bit more things. But what's good about it is I can make the chat transparent and scrolling. So just have to work a bit about the colors and certain things. If I can even have OBS and Streamlabs OBS working at the same time and just import the chat widget into OBS, it'll be even better. So I can do a little bit of things. That's basically what I'm hoping to do. And at the moment, it's got complete zero. I haven't even thought about it. I still have to develop my intro. So I need to install Photoshop and Premium Elements, Photoshop complete and Premium Elements because I want to do a few. I want to edit my own intro video and don't need an outro. When I say goodbye, it's goodbye. So that's about it. Enough of the announcements. I will publicize it, of course. So I need to get to 1,000 subscribers quick as possible because I want to monetize it again. Monetize it. I don't even get any never mind. I don't like begging, so I won't say to subscribe to me, people. That's all. It's fun enough. So yeah. Hey, NK Doherty, how are you, mate? Well, basically, John, no, they didn't have geneticists in biblical times. No. They had like they having like the palace mystics of the Thai court in Thailand. They have predicted that because of a cow ate grass in a certain way and drank in a certain way and had beer in a certain way, they're going to have a good harvest. So yeah, so yes, basically that. To answer Giovanna, I'll share this picture again. That is a skin condition caused by leprosy. Just saying. It is both neurological, yes. Apparently in Thailand they do, John. They do drink beer. Well, anything that drinks beer is awesome in my books. Eating bacon sandwich and drinking beer is even better. So I will end it here. If you guys want to subscribe to me, you just have to click on the subscribe button. I got a stream. If you like this video, there's a little thumbs up that you can also click on, and whatever if you want, it's fine. Giovanna, yes, it does become pale and insensitive to temperature and according to Wikipedia, as I said. I don't know, honestly, Giovanna. I don't know leprosy. I've read about enough. I read a little bit about it. I obviously know it from when I was a Catholic, when I was a kid, and from movies and some scientific papers, but I never really took it that seriously. I thought this article was fine because there was nothing really interesting on other subjects, and so yeah. Anyway, just to answer Carlos David, I did debate Jean-Francois Garapé. There are 6,000 races on Earth. Neuroscientist, with quote unquote scientist from Canada, that was on Wandy Worski's stream, and now he has his own channel. So yes, I did debate him, and oh god, I don't regret going there, but I regret not being an asshole enough. So anyway, um, yes, Giovanna, he is a moron. Thank you. Yes, everyone, most sane people agree. So anyway, people, thank you for coming along. I will close it down. I will end it here. It was a pleasure, and till next time. Again, I will announce my new channel when I have it all nicely set up. So cheerio, bye bye.